moving from transactional into conversational and collaborative in nature. So starting prompting with things like, hey, chat, I'm trying to figure out this problem. Work beside me as we figure out the right amount of context in order for you to go and do the work is a very different conversation that you're having with the tool versus, hey, I need this, give me that, and then out you go. So this is probably the most important thing that we've seen in terms of how people interact with the tool. So we've got to change the way that we think about using these tools, and this is really important. So some of the prompting structure. So there are some ways in which you can structure your and organize your prompting to give it a framework so that it does understand things better. Context is something that is super important across any of your prompts. If you don't give enough context, and what does that mean? Context means, what am I trying to do? What am I trying to achieve? What's the objective? Are there any examples? Context is super important. In CoSTAR, it's context, objective, style, tone, audience, and response. So you could structure your prompt in that way so that you give it a little bit more depth in terms of the understanding of what it's trying to do. You could also, at the end of this prompt, ask the tool to ask you any clarifying questions before it begins to work. So that's another piece that you can add in and overlay onto the top of your prompting structure. So CoSTAR is the first one. This is the second one. So instruct, context, and examples. Examples are a really powerful way in order to steer the tool in the right direction. So if you're writing the instructions and giving it context and giving it examples, then it's got even more in the contextual window to be able to work with, to be able to provide you with the right output.